Super excited for our next guest. We all fell in love with her as Joan on Mad Men and again as Beth on Good Girls. And now Christina Hendricks is taking on a show based on true events that's eerie and that's sure to have you talking.
All right, groceries in the car, let's go. Oh, and this is my friend Natalia Gray. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi, Laura.
Welcome to my favorite house.
You know what? We're gonna do high fives tonight, everybody, not hugs.
Is it because she smells?
No, Zachy, it's because you smell.
Okay, star of Good American Family, Christina Hendricks. Welcome. You look beautiful.
Thank you. So do you.
This is a eerie show, and the eeriest part of it is that it's based on true events. What was your reaction to this?
Yeah, it is a very intense family drama, but it also has a lot of a courtroom drama, and it's quite inspiring too, because
it has heart.
Yes, it has heart, and it's also about this, human struggle.
Right.
And when I got the script, I was unaware of the real life story that was out there. So to me, I just received the script, and I thought, what on earth? The story's riveting.
Absolutely.
It's a real page turner, so I wanted to be involved in it immediately and get to play a very different role than I've played in the past, and I'm just really proud of what we did with it.
Absolutely. How much research did you do on that real case of Natalia Grace? Because now that's all I want to Google.
Yeah, I know. It's incredibly interesting. I got cast about 30 hours before I was supposed to be on set.
Wow.
It was a really fast turnaround. So within that time, I watched as much of the ID series that was out there. I did any sort of looking at YouTube interviews that I could find, the Dr. Phil show, which they were on, and then I just sort of looked up as many images as I could and read all the scripts. So I did a lot in a very short amount of time. Started to work with a dialect coach, wanted to make sure that she had a distinctive dialect.
Right.
And then we created this great look with the costumes and hair and makeup people, and it all just came together very sort of fast and furious.
You're kind of lucky you get to work on these shows where there's some great costumes and hair and makeup. Obviously, fans, I myself included, loved seeing you on Mad Men as Joan. I mean, what are the best parts about working in something that's like in the 60s?
Well, it's quite unique, this show, compared to Mad Men. A very, very different look. But I think, most actors would say that, a costume can be so transformative and really help you get to your place that you want to go as a character. You sort of put this guise on and you start to feel like the person. It really, really helps the process. But yeah, the costumes for Mad Men were iconic. Extraordinary and iconic and really, really beautiful. But, we got to have a lot of fun on this show in just a completely different kind of way, relaying a very, very different kind of person.
Of sure. And the cast. I mean, Ellen and Mark on set. Tell me about what it was like working with such a great cast, too.
Well, I was so excited when I found out they were involved. So I come in on episode 6 of this series. So they had already begun. They were well on their way.
Deep into the drama.
Yes, deep into the drama. And so by the time I got there, they were sort of like a well-oiled machine. They really had the tone down, and everyone was had this sort of camaraderie and stuff. So they were very welcoming to me. I got to come in and sort of jump in as the new kid, and they were very sort of took me under their wing, which was really nice.
Is there anything that this show has taught you? Because it definitely touches on topics like parenting and even trust. Who can you trust even within your own household? Were there any themes that stuck with you even after you wrapped?
Yeah, I think one of the important things about this series for me is to look at the truth, to look at all sides of it, to hear all sides of the story, and to understand the power dynamic that exists in our legal system, that can exist if you're an orphan and you don't have people that are your people to support you.
Advocate for you. Yeah,
yes, exactly.
Absolutely.
So I just think there's some really important themes in there about overcoming that, about listening to one another and understanding those kinds of things before you jump to a judgment.
Oh, I like that. Don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure, definitely. Well, Christina, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, you don't want to miss the season finale of Good American Family this Wednesday on Hulu. We'll be right back.